TiggPolitics, and we back again with another episode, man. Before we get too deep, Frederick's Financial Services is always available to you and yours. We help people make money, save money, and build wealth through many different services financially. If you're interested in getting a scheduled Zoom call, 20 to 30 minutes, where you'll sit down with my regional vice president, coach, and financial service provider, just contact me and let me know. Say Frederick's Financial Services, and me and you and him can get on Zoom and we can basically teach you about financial services first and foremost, and then from there you do as you please. But in today's show, TiggPolitics, it says Muslim women schools modern women on marriage. Now this is very interesting to me because I always would want to know like what other people think as far as like other cultures and religions and things of that nature. And you barely get to see Muslim women speak for the most part. At least I ain't never thought I heard a Muslim woman speaking unless I just didn't know she was Muslim, you know what I'm saying? But this gonna be interesting for me. I done heard what Christian women got to say. I done heard what spiritual women got to say. I done heard what tarot card reading motherfuckers got. You get what I'm saying? I just want to see it from another side as far as when it comes to a woman. Probably gonna be a whole lot of stuff that I know modern women don't do, but my women probably do. But we gonna just get into it. I know I brag about my girl a lot, but it's only because it's necessary, because it makes sense. That's the only reason. It only makes sense.
I don't see anything wrong with finding, like, we're interested, let's get married, let's grow up together. It's fine. There's nothing. If you're young, of course you can still focus on university or your career, but if you're old, that's a different story. It's like you should have had it. It's too late now.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Fine. It's fine in the moment, but when you're like 30 and you're single, like, is it still gonna be fine?
What do you mean?
So like you're saying like having fun and whatever
by 30
is fine.
you're single. By 30 you should have your life together.
Okay, I have a question.
By 30
If you said you want to be married, you'd be married.
Oh, absolutely.
How many dates do you go on in a week?
I don't.
You don't? Okay, so how on earth would you get the result of married if you don't do anything to get there?
It's hard.
Is he just gonna magically find you at your parents' house?
That's so funny. Me and my brother yesterday at school, it's like, look, fine. I find it a bit hard because I think my husband is just not in London.
Okay,
I feel like it's a bit hard. I feel like the way I think and the standards and the way I brought up, I don't think they got the same. It's gonna be a bit harder for me.
Okay, so there's Instagram, there's dating apps where you can switch your location, there's matchmakers.
Yeah.
Like how on earth would you get the result of marriage?
I'm happy to get married. What is it called when?
Arranged marriage.
I'm happy.
No.
I'm happy if my mom comes.
Have you said to your parents, I want an arranged marriage?
Absolutely.
Set this up, and what do they say?
Mom is still looking for me. Mom is in her own country right now, finding me the right husband. And it's better because your parents would choose my mom doesn't want me to be in danger. My mom doesn't want to see me do bad.
Yeah, but what if she's not your type? What if she's not your type? You look at me, you think that.
For me, I think marriage is about security. It's about creating a safe place for your child.
You have to be attracted. Come on, like, attracted to her.
I think the biggest problem.
I think for me, and you know that for me, it's all about character. I can look at someone and be like, and then
and then grow to like.
And then be like, oh, do you know what? Yeah. So I can't judge in the beginning.
But what if he's not your type though? Like genuinely, like, it's an arranged marriage.
Like that's the problem though. Women always talking about they type. What the fuck is y'all type? Like really? Because I hate that. It just make it seem like it's only one type of person that everybody want to be with, but that shit is so fucking fake and not real. No one person is the same, bro. I don't give a fuck how much I look like the next person. That motherfucker ain't me, and you will find out how much they not me when you get with them 9 times out of 10. In most situations, like, so what is y'all type? Please tell me that, because y'all claim y'all want somebody that can protect y'all. Most girls want thugs because they feel like thugs can protect them. Well, tell me this, bitch. How can he protect you if he dead, locked up, or always on the run from some shit? He can't fucking protect you. If anything, he got your ass in more danger than you would be without his ass. But you know, a bitch ain't thinking about that. They just fucking stupid. Like, that shit just fucking stupid. You want to be with the person that got all the bullshit going on. The person that probably everybody want to kill. Police want to kill him. Street people want to kill him. Regular fucking citizens want to kill him. And this is the person you choose to want to be with because you feel like he could protect and provide. He ain't gonna protect and provide shit when he taking a dirt nap or sucking dick in jail somewhere. Like, that's what y'all don't be understanding, stupid bitches. But I would love to know what it mean if it's not your type. I get tired of hearing that. Like, bitch, like, what you mean not your type? Like, what the fuck do y'all be looking for when y'all look at a motherfucker? Like, what can you, what's the most can you really do to to a physical person in a sense, other than like sex? And then at the end of the day, the sex ain't got nothing to do with what the person look. You get what I'm saying? Like, this shit just fucking stupid, bro. Just fucking stupid.
Right, just a surprise. You've seen it for the first time.
You still need to be average, you know?
No, but this is actually the reason like women end up single, because women in their 20s we typically select for looks. We're in our 30s. Typically, okay, I'm not talking about you.
Typically, and you gotta say typically because every girl is not like that, but of course majority of them are, and then the ones that usually get offended by the shit is probably one of the ones that is like that. That shit crazy.
Typically in our 20, how tall is your boyfriend?
He's like 5'11".
Okay, so
5'10",
top
5'11".
Okay, so still top 20% height. Yes, you do. Okay, that's why you don't listen to what women say.
Really
watch what they do. Okay, so typically in our 20s, like, so it's interesting because we're in a monogamous society.
And my girl 5'3". And I ain't even know that. I be saying she 5'5". My girl 5'3".
Technically, that's what we think. But we're really in a non-monogamous society because women don't get married until the age of 31. So we pick, and women, who's in control of sex? Women, right? So we pick non-monogamy in our 20s, which is when we have the most to offer to men, right? And we typically select for looks, which is the top 20% of men. Well, when we get to our 30s, that's when we start looking for security. So then that expands to the top like 50-60% of men. And so but basically what happens is the top 20% of men run through the girls in their 20s, and then like we pick the nice guy after.
I think the biggest pandemic of today is delusion. I'm sorry to say that, because I feel like with women today, we have this idea on our head that the perfect guy is just gonna drop on our laps and we're just gonna get married when we want, and we don't realize that there's actual actionable steps that you have to, like everything in life, you have to work for it, you have to make changes. And it kind of upsets me that sometimes people have this idea in their head where just like, well, I don't have to think about this, or I don't have to consider a man's
because bitches think they perfect.
opinion, and you kind of do it in order to achieve any goal in life, not just relationships. So I feel like, yeah, that's just my point.
Okay, if you're applying for a job, you don't care what the employer thinks.
But not all of them though. But majority in this society, and then like Pearl said, most people monogamous. At least they want to be. Men don't want to be monogamous, bro. Men say they want to be monogamous because they understand that most women would love to have monogamy. Period, point blank. Most men do not want to be monogamous. I guarantee you, if a man had the option to have a wife and screw something else on the side as much as he wanted to, or treat that side piece however he want to without no repercussions from his girl, most men have two women. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, bro. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Every man in the world would love to have two women, especially if it wouldn't come with no drama or none of the extra bullshit that it typically comes with for the most part. And I know this because of the drama and bullshit that goes on in the world, because of the fact that nobody really wants to be monogamous, bro. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And women, the reason why y'all believe that y'all supposed to be one and only to somebody is because somewhere in the past history time, it was a bunch of square, weird, thirsty motherfuckers that came to be the ones with the money and power, for the so to say. And guess what? A piece of pussy came through and rocked their whole world. And ever since these niggas let pussy take over their world, it done took over the rest of the world. So that's why females feel like they should be able to just have a man out of themselves, because somewhere in history it was a woman that did it based on the fact that she was sucking and fucking like no other, and it was a square ass nigga that really made her his one and only because he was a weak ass motherfucker like that. That's all I'm saying. Fuck all that shit. The fuck? Cause at the end of the day, if it's expected for a motherfucker to take care of you and you ain't gotta work, you ain't gotta do nothing, you ain't gotta clean, you ain't gotta cook, you want us to get a shelf and all this shit, damn if I ain't finna have me another one, or another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the side. If you ain't doing motherfucking thing, I might as well hire one of my other bitches to do half of the shit you don't wanna do. And I'm just speaking on these hoes that think that they supposed to live like that. My girl ain't nothing near close to what the fuck I'm talking about. Honestly, I wish I could like school y'all on how to get somebody like my girl. I could start a class on how to get a good girl, dog. I am a professional at getting good girls. I ain't never hardly ever been with a bad one, honestly. You know, they might have been immature and all this other shit, but right now they doing good in life. You know what I'm saying? Most of them. So if you wanna get you a good female, holla at your boy, bro. I'm a life coach. I can coach you on getting a good female, somebody just like my girl, bro. And that'll be hard for me to do because typically I'm poly, so I really would probably want the girl that I'm trying to put you on. But I'm cool with that. You know how many females that I couldn't have because they ain't want to be in my poly relationship, but I, tried to find a decent man for them. Obviously, they didn't want to talk to the dude that I had for them because bitches be dumb. But I got some good guys around too, ladies. I got one good guy in particular. He would definitely, he definitely would, be a man for you. But anyways, to all the young men out there that's trying to pull something like what I got, holla at your boy, life coaching and session. Matter of fact, join the Patreon. I'll put that in the description. But let's get back to this show.
Yeah,
it's not a job.
That shut us all up so quick there.
You don't think a wife is a job?
I do actually. I think a housewife is a job.
Okay, so
I think it is.
So again, you don't have to care what the employer thinks when you're looking to be hired.
Yeah, but that's that specific.
But then the employer is putting.
I'm not thinking about what the whole of Sony thinks of me. I'm thinking about what the managing director of that department thinks of me.
Okay, but you still have to figure out what they want, right? And care about what they want.
To an extent, but it's not as rigid as that. Like, it's a relationship, So I just feel like
so in a relationship, you shouldn't care about what they want.
Of course you should.
Okay, so you do have to care.
Yeah, but how would you know that without meeting them? We're just assuming at this point.
You talk to men and ask them what they want.
No, but you're saying, like, in a sense that before, as we're navigating.
See, that's the issue with a lot of these young bitches, too. They don't ask they dude nothing. My girl asks me questions, so... that's what keep us in sync. Hell, I ask her questions like, is it anything that you think I can do better? And this way, that way, or the third? And she either be like, well, yeah, you could probably do this better. And then she'll ask me, well, how about you? You think there's anything that I could do better? And I'm like, well, you could probably do this a little better. But it ain't nothing to be upset about. We keep it real, we move forward, and the shit get better. Like, ask fucking questions, man. Shit,
I typically want the same type of stuff.
Are you talking about arranged marriage?
No, I'm talking about like...
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. My life and relationship is really like the way I be talking about it. They just be having a conversation. Pearl ain't even got no man. Like, Pearl strikes me as like... She's very mysterious. After finding out she was talking about MTR, she got me a little suspicious about her as far as a person overall. You know what I'm saying? She seemed like one of them people that just talk about certain shit. She on the YouTube for the money type shit. Don't get me wrong, I'm here to get me some money too, but I ain't made no money yet. But I ain't did nothing outlandish to try to get no views either. It just ain't worth it for me. Like, fuck that.
But like when you're single and you're young, you're navigating, you're traveling, you're saying, I should be thinking as each day, every step I take, what all the men on my Instagram are thinking of me as I'm going to France, as I'm doing this, as I'm doing that.
You know what I think it is, yeah?
Of course, carry yourself in the best way. By the way, I'm not condoning like
being a whore. And I'm just saying the realistic thing of just enjoying and living your life and learning who you are before getting with somebody. Because what you don't want is to just get with somebody at 21 and then you've never lived, and then you get to 40, you realize you're not compatible. You never even lived your life.
What results does that yield, though? As women have pushed the age of marriage up and up and up and found themselves before, the divorce rate goes up and up and up. So it doesn't, like, the results aren't there.
Did we not slyly, as humans, like, create this idea of marriage
I was gonna say
and
that.
monogamy, where really, it, like, obviously you see in the animal kingdom, let's, for example, you see a lot of, obviously, you know, the male lion goes out and the lioness looks after the cubs, but that lion wouldn't stay with that lioness for the whole of his life. Where else, apart from penguins, there's a couple of little animals that do it, but you actually don't see monogamy really in any other thing. Is this not something that we've created out of religion, out of like, is this not something that humans have created? I don't know. This is just
I talked to a biologist, or he wrote this book called The History of Sex the other day, so I'm trying to recite it right. But he basically said that when we were more intertwined with like animals, because like we came from like chimps or whatever, it was super non-monogamous. But actually the majority of
y'all motherfuckers came from chimps. Black people ain't come from no goddamn chimps, bro. Look at her hair and go look at chimp hair or dog hair or any other animal, period. They hair is more like animal hair than any hair. Our shit is like some shit that they can't even really describe or explain, because it's from God, for real. It's from Jesus and the Lord. Them motherfuckers might have came from some monkeys, for real. While they over here trying to say we did. No. Ain't no fucking, don't say we know, bitch. Y'all came from chimps, ho. Not us. But you can continue. Let's just get that straight, though. And if you need financial services, man, holla at your boy. We can get you right. Make money, save money, build wealth. Let's get it.
of human history has been monogamous for 85% of the population. However, the top 15% of women, or the top 15% of men have been in non-monogamous relationships. So essentially now the top, like, we're going more towards non-monogamy because, again, women are choosing non-monogamy in their 20s, where most women used to pick monogamy.
But now, was that something that we created? Like, was that something that we actually achieved through thousands and thousands of years? You go right back to, you know, the Romans when they had wives. It's not something that we've created ourselves.
I think so.
I don't think it's something we created. I think it's something that's just natural.
I actually don't know. I'm not saying this like I actually don't know what I'm on about. It's something that's actually baffled me for a long time. Like, you actually look at the Animal Kingdom, where else do you actually see this idea of marriage? And when you actually look at it, a lot of it has come when you go and get married. It's in a church or a union in Thailand. It's in a temple. So a lot of it comes down to something that humans have created.
I just think it's the best for building families, and I honestly think it's natural, like at least from women to men.
I don't know. I was just thinking about that.
I don't know any.
You heard what she said, at least from women to men. So it's natural for a woman to want to be with one man, but it's probably not natural for a man to only want to be with one woman. We can probably agree on that.
Animal that really
it's actually because these kind of constructs are necessary for society to exist. Because without us being monogamous and all of that, if you were to look in the animal kingdom where monogamy doesn't exist, the males have to fight each other, usually to the death, to get sex. And human beings can't function in that way, because what then happens is that society can't stand. So that's the reason.
That's a fair point.
But then is this not again something
it's
that
still
we
constructive though, so that doesn't
I mean,
deny the temptation or the ability to then look elsewhere.
But
you know what I mean? It's
not
still a
something
construct.
We've been consciously aware that we wouldn't be able to function
well,
in
it used to be a compromise of our mating strategies. Because like what's the female mating strategy? To get the best guy you possibly can, right? To get the best genes, right? Or the best resources, right? That's women. To get attention from men, right? So it used to be that like women would bring purity and youth. So they would come to the like marriage and they would say, I'm not going to sleep with anyone else, and I'm going to stay with you for your lifetime, and I'm not going to try to go higher and higher and higher. And the men used to come in and say, you know what, I'm not going to sleep with anyone else, because their mating strategy is to sleep with a bunch of different women. So it used to be a compromise.
Look, did you know there was a government-funded education grant that could deposit up to $38,070 directly into your bank account? Yeah, that's right. Wow. Anyone who is unemployed.
I'm still trying to figure
compromise with the problem.
Okay, so she's saying it was like somewhat of a compromise, but we finna see what the quote-unquote problem is. Let's see.
As women don't bring purity anymore, because what percent of women are virgins? So it's kind of an unequal exchange, because most men out-earn most women. Most men still have to protect most women, but women don't bring the purity or the youth. And like that's why I think we see men walking away from marriage, because like honestly, women, like what do modern women bring to the table? Not much.
It's
like what percent of women have the skills of our grandmothers and great grandmothers, where we can.
I want to end it on that note, because she ain't saying nothing but the truth. I ain't gonna lie though. It is a lot of young ladies that want to have those qualities that our grandmothers and things like that had. Like, they really do. But they so caught up on chasing the wrong type of guys. Meaning that they just too attracted to the quote-unquote thugs of the world. They could be with a dude that work at a good plant job, making 40 an hour. Probably making $100,000 a year. He pay his taxes. He pay the mortgage. He just don't go out. He don't go out in club and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He more so like a take a vacation with the kids type of person. He ain't with all that extra shit that the young people on. But there you go, he got a female that's just so caught up in this lifestyle that she really ain't even like need to be a part of. And now she over here fucking around in a situation she shouldn't be fucking around in. Basically treating a good man like nothing, you know what I'm saying? And that shit crazy, but I hate that you gotta try to keep shit so balanced. It's like bitches want niggas that's sophisticated, hood and all that. Like, no, bitch, you're gonna be in place, you're gonna be in line, or you're gonna be for the streets, and I'm not gonna fuck with you, period. That's just what it is. But it's TiggPolitics. If you want to catch the rest of this episode, man, you can catch it right here. Hold on, let me get this shit off the screen. Damn, I fucking... We lagging for whatever reason, y'all. Muslim women, schools, modern women on marriage. Y'all want to check that out, y'all go check it out. That's the rest of the video. But yeah, until then, you know what it is, man. Make sure you hit me up for them financial services. Everything gonna be in the description. We out.